What's up, guys? So, as you guys read in the title, I almost knocked out an undercover cop just about maybe 3 hours ago or something. I just got back from work right now from my new job. Now, this part of the story will be in the middle of this video because it happened around the middle of my shift. So, and first of all, I'm gonna start this video off by saying I'm gonna make another video on this, more detailed, like details from beginning to end, how I got this job, through who, how, getting there, on my way there, like I do with every video, guys. You know how I always edit a lot. I put a lot of extra images in there for you guys. I'm gonna do that as well with this story, but this will be for another video because I have to do all the editing, and you know that takes a lot of time, guys. I put a lot of time into editing for you guys, so you guys have quality videos and you guys can see things through my eyes. Even if you guys want to see videos like that, click on the link above, and it's another video where I really lay it out so you guys can really understand the whole story, right? But for this video now, because it's live and I just now got back from work and I really wanted to like share this with you guys immediately. And I've been wanting to do this before, guys, but I don't do it. Instead, I wait and I edit and I make very long content that has more quality and more work put into it. But that said, today I just decided that I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna make live videos for you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys the stories right after they happened, and then afterwards I'll take my time to make a second video with more details for you guys. Okay, with images and all that. Because I recorded a lot of this, guys. So a lot of the things you guys are gonna hear in this story, I actually have images of. But it's gonna take me hours, days, maybe even a week to do this video. I'm gonna try to make it in a few days. All right, guys. But that's it. I'm gonna start this story off by the moment that I get to my new place of employment. This is my new uniform. Everybody wears this there. We have about 250 guys working the security there. Keep in mind, I added this in there right now for the video for you guys. Actually, I always like looking the best that I can, in every possible way. Like for example, when I used to work in Baby O, I got a special polo made with the gold letters, like a gold logo of Baby O, gold security, my last name in the back in gold. Because at Baby O in Acapulco, Mexico, they put the name or the nickname of the person in the uniform instead of security or bartender or whatever, right? So I'm always trying to look the best I can. I just came back, but the only thing I did was put this pin on top of it because the V symbol of security, national symbol of security, is actually black in this polo. But I'm gonna start wearing it like this at work too. That's it. To get that out of the way, this is my new uniform. I just got back, and basically this gig is in a soccer stadium, and dealing with hooligans and fights and all that. Now, um, this job in particular, I've been getting it offered almost yes, almost no for like a while. Keep in mind also, every security job I've done, every bouncer job I've done, I've gotten it offered to me. I never really looked for this kind of work. It always comes to me. Since I was 19, 20 years old, since my first gig, they just keep coming to me. So did this gig. But I'll get into that on the other video though, about how and what and how I got this job. Um, that said, what I do want to get into is the fact that um, it's yesterday. I'll back up. So the night before this gig, um, there was a bunch of fights and things happening in the Centrum. I'll link some of that down below and a link for you guys. But here in the city, there was a bunch of things going on because there was hooligans, football fans, if you guys don't know what hooligans are, fighting with each other. So we had this Dutch um, soccer team taking it up against these Italians that came here for this particular game. Both hooligan groups. So last night they had a whole mess in the downtown of the city where all the businesses are and bars and all that, and there was riot police there and everything. And this I never told you guys, but I will do videos on this in the future. One of my neighbors works for the government, but he's also works for a newspaper. So he gets like every time something happens in the neighborhood. This is the seventh worst neighborhood in all of Holland where we live here right now, where we live. So things happen here, and he gets calls sometimes for when things happen like a fire or a shooting or anything related to police or like emergencies, he gets a call and he has to rush down there a lot of times. So a lot of times I go with him, especially if it might be like really heavy, like last night with the hooligans in the city. And then as a joke, he said like, "Oh, are you ready to go tonight to the city?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And he has a teenage girl that goes with him sometimes too, and she was also down. And we're like, "Yeah, let's go." And he's like, "No, we can't go. It's too dangerous. There's hooligans. They're fighting. There's that." And I was like, "That's funny because I might have to work tomorrow for the game that they're fighting about now." And he's like, "Oh no, really?" I'm like, "Yeah. Well, I've been getting it offered, and I don't know if I might have to go, but they're short people and." Hearing all the violence that's going on, I bet you they can use an extra bouncer there. Because the security there are not really bouncers. They're a different kind of security, but I'll get into that in another video. Um, so I already knew that I would probably get called today to go to work. So indeed, I get a call, and I decided, yeah, why not? Let's just go and see what's up. So I rode down there, went down there, and basically, when I first got there, we had to search people. So they placed me in an area together with a colleague, a friend of mine that actually got me this job. They placed us in an area where we had to search people. Um, we were already expecting tonight to be very violent because these the hooligans, what they do is fight. I'll link a link down below of a hooligan movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I've seen it once. I don't know the name, but I'll link it down below in case you guys don't know about hooligans. You guys can watch that movie or at least watch the trailer. You guys can see how hardcore these guys are. They're hardcore. These hooligans. They're almost like gangs in America, but different. Almost. They're a different thing. They're a different breed, but basically it comes down to them using violence and getting into fights like all the time. So that said, we're searching people, making sure. We search everybody who has a bag, so all the guys with man bags and all the women that just open up their bag. But keep in mind, we have 250 people working, and they kind of have a mentality of not searching every single person. I don't necessarily agree with that. If it was up to me, if I was in charge of the security, I'd search everybody, like hand search everybody, because they also don't have metal detectors. So that's one thing I noticed is like a lot of people could get in with knives or whatever, maybe even worse. So I'm glad that I wore my bulletproof vest under it. I was literally the only guy there wearing one. Before I got there, my colleague that took me up, is like, what do you got on? I was like, a bulletproof vest. Well, I don't know if they'll be fine with that. I'm like, well, if they're not fine with it, then I'm not going. I don't work without this fucking thing. I just don't. It's my own safety, and there's a reason why I wear this. The reason why a lot of bouncers wear it. But these guys that wear these events, they don't have a culture of wearing this thing. Um, that said, it's like common knowledge that over half of these guys don't jump into fights. I already knew that before going in there. And they had extra riot police everywhere, and a lot of security and a lot of police. They were really expecting things to get bad, especially because of everything that happened last night. Anyways, that said, the more I was searched, the more I was glad that I was wearing this vest. And I had to remind myself of that movie Unbreakable. I don't know if you guys have seen it with Bruce Willis, where he plays a security guard. I think in also like a place where there's games. I don't remember the movie with detail, but I got like flashbacks from that movie for some reason when we were searching people. Also, because I kept thinking, who might have a knife? Who might have a gun? Like all these people that get through that just didn't have bags. And if I start to stop everybody that I think might have something, I'm gonna stall the line. There's a lot of people waiting to get in, and the colleagues there, they're getting people in as fast as possible in a way, while searching everybody that has bags. So finally, that big line went in. Most people were inside. So then we went to another area. Now, the second area they placed us is pretty much you have entrances all over the stadium. So by each door they have guards. But when you're standing there, you're not supposed to look at towards the game. You're standing there and you're looking at the crowd, usually facing the other way. They appreciate people who aren't soccer fans. Hey, I hate soccer, so I'm perfect for the job. I don't like soccer, and I'm down, and I like violence, and I like being in danger, and I like being in the edges. And my girlfriend, they really didn't want me to go. She's telling me, "Don't go. Where are you gonna go? You might get arrested. You might, blah 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 blah. You might get into things." Well, yeah, nature of the job, guys. I mean, you are what you are at the end of the day, and I went. Um, So we didn't hang out there too long before we could have we were allowed to go eat. I didn't really want to eat, so I just took a coffee break instead. I didn't eat nothing. My adrenaline was going anyways. The fans were going a bit crazy. So when we were on a coffee break, uh, they said a bomb went off. All right, so it wasn't quite a bomb. It was more like really bad fireworks. Okay. Um, I don't know the details yet exactly. I've heard rumors since I got back because it was on the news and all that about what really happened. I mean, even though I was there, I don't know exactly the details of who and what and how it exactly happened. But some kids, like kids, underage kids, got hurt from this firework bomb explosion, whatever it was. It was loud. But it sounded like a bomb. It didn't sound like no fireworks, but it was no bomb. So cops right away were thinking like bomb there, and they were going nuts, you know. We took our coffees with us, and they placed us in a. We had to stop our break. We took our coffee with us, and then they placed us, me and my colleague and another guy, right by the door. There's like this door that like it's like a wide door that shuts the hallway like that, and it keeps the hooligans from the Italians away from the Dutch one. So I was on the Dutch side, so the closer like that, the Italians were on this side, and we had workers also on that side, but we had like this much space more or less in between the doors so we could actually see each other, but the lock's like down here, so there's no way you're getting that door open. Even if it hits the fan near the doors do not open, but the supporters will try to get through to fight each other. So we're standing there after the bomb, and I see a cop rolling like straight up towards me. He's like looking right at me, and I had a feeling that something bad had happened or something. But then again, the speed wasn't like quite fast enough for it to be an emergency. He walks up to me and he's like, "Hey man, if I take down these stairs, is there an exit down there?" Like they were already thinking, if this whole stadium comes at us, we can't handle it. Like they're thinking, I guess the way they're taught in the academy, like mathematically, they were very paranoid, very in a way like almost terrified, a lot more than the guards, because I guess they're kind of used to it. I mean, that's just what I've noticed. I've never worked stadiums, guys. I've never even really been in soccer fields. This is like my first time, and I'm like working on one of the worst nights that they're gonna have this year. Anyway, so the cops are going AWIRE, trying to find out where the nearest exits are for them to run from. I guess if it really hits the fan, and that said, I was also thinking, hey, if it does hit the fan, and I also need to run. Where do I go? But I do with that when that happens, and at that moment, at least I knew already that there was no way to get out from down these stairs. So the cop goes back. They're all going all over the place, and I cannot really leave my spot because it's a very important spot. We gotta really try to keep people from breaking the lock on that door. I mean, it's almost impossible to break, but where there's a will, there's a way. It's not like a super security door or something. It has a lock, but it's not that secure, I guess. I don't know at the end of the day because it was an important spot. That said, I'm kicking it there, I'm kicking it there, and then all of a sudden, I see a guy run. And here comes the part with the undercover cop guys. I see this guy running. And one of the security ladies, she must have been at least 50, but a fit lady, and with a lot of heart, she's running after him. She grabs him from behind. They kind of do like a two or three spins. I'm not sure. I mean, I could see part, but part I couldn't. Then I don't know, and there's scuffle. He ended up grabbing her in a headlock from behind, and they're like on their knees, sort of, like not on the ground, but not standing, like halfway in between, like the way BJJ people start to brawl, start to wrestle or do their ground fighting thing, kind of like that. They're in that position, and at first I wasn't gonna run over there, but I just saw that there was other guards there and other men, and no one really did anything. Like nobody moved quick enough at that moment. I was actually way further than the other guys, but I booked it down there, and my colleague, my female colleague that was with me, she also like ran as soon as I ran. She ran after me, but I was just a lot faster than her. And basically, right away, I grabbed the guy and I threw him on the ground, and I heard someone speaking English to him, and the guy kind of looked Italian, but he was Dutch. He kind of looked Italian though. So because someone said something in English to him, right away, I put my knee on his back, on his like spine when I had him on the ground, and I basically said, you know, don't fucking move, motherfucker, or stay down, motherfucker. Something of this nature. I yelled real loud in English, and then the guy started. I had my knee on his spine, and I had my left hand on his shoulder, and my right hand on his sleeve. So I had him under control, you know. But as soon as I grabbed him and this whole, stay still and all that, right, like seconds after, one or two other guys came to help me to put him down. But as soon as I brought him down, also think, Mike, this happened really fast, but a lot of things happen simultaneously. As soon as I have him down, also one of the things I did was what I always do when I bring someone on is do like a 360, look all around me, real fast. And I look that way, and I noticed instead of my eyes someone running, I look this way and I see him running towards like me. So and he also kind of looked like Italian. He didn't really look Dutch. So I thought this guy's gonna kick me in the head or he's gonna hit that guy. So I was like right about to let the guy go, but then the colleague that was with me is coming up and she grabs him, and she's strong, but she's like stalking. She grabbed him and she pulls him, and right at that moment, I see the guy doing this. So I think he's gonna like hit her, but he was going for his badge. And at that moment, when he's going like this, I'm already like thinking, getting up and kicking him like in the head with a roundhouse kick. But right, like I let him go for a second, and then I seen that he took the badge out, and then I went back to grabbing him. It happened really quick, guys. But he basically took out his badge. He said, I'm police. This that. Um, Basically, more cops came. So at that point, I let him go. The other guard let him go. We went back to our spot. The cops took it over. I recorded. After that, I recorded the cops dealing with that guy. So I have that guy on camera and the guy that I threw down to. Um, so they dealt with that. You would have thought they'd arrest him or something like that, but it ended up being for nothing. They let the guy go. I don't get it. Did a bunch of talking. I don't know if he got a fine or something like that. I mean, I don't know at the end of the day because there was so many other things going on around the stadium, and then more fireworks went off somewhere else. There was like a small fire, and then, I mean, I wasn't really in that area. I was still there, but after this happened, I guess I sort of proved myself because then they went ahead and they put me in one of the most dangerous spots in the stadium. They put me in the audience side, like shortly after this, in the audience side, um, right all the way at the top. Well, first in the middle. Like I hopped stages there too. I was in the middle at first, so I had a few guys above me, and they put me right at the spot where it's like, um, there's like a wall, but it's like a see-through wall, but it's a very strong wall, and this separates the Italians from the Dutch, and they basically placed me like, keep in mind, in the audience watching the soccer field now. Okay, what I said about earlier was in the hallways. Now I'm by the audience side, not by the front, by the stairs, by the entrance where they placed me in the very beginning. I mean the second part. So I was first searching. Second part was by the entrance of the stadium. Third part was by the hallways guarding this door that keeps one hallway away from the other. The fourth part was where they placed me then. What I'm talking about now in the stadium. And then I started noticing that a lot of the cops were like that were there earlier, just sitting down watching the game and stuff. So a lot of the cops were just sitting there watching the game before all this happened, like before the bomb explosion or the fireworks. They were just kicking it. But when we went up there, they weren't there, or some of them were like leaving. Something about no, they weren't out there. I remember now. They were not there anymore. So when I went back up there, they were already gone, and then like completely gone. And they had said something later that they didn't thought they were needed. So we're up there. I basically sort of proved myself, I guess, there because they kept placing me higher and higher, and eventually I was all the way at the top. They placed me at the very, very, very top, and so I'm there at the top next to the thing that separates the Italians from the Dutch guys. I filmed a lot in this part, guys. I filmed a lot of this. They were going nuts, throwing things at each other from above. The Dutch were more aggressive than the Italians. I must say that the Italians were a lot more chill than the Dutch guys. The Dutch guys were really violent. They really wanted to fight. At least part of them, and a good part of them. And then, sure enough, it started to get bad. The Dutch guys started losing, and I'm gonna put it like this: the guys that were below here, below me, I'm up here. they were like dealing with a lot of guys rushing at them. They were rushing at them, and then I seen a few of the colleagues get hit, and it was on, But on my side, I kept my side under control. Like my line was under control. You guys know why? Because there was two different groups right there. In one group, I knew one guy, and in the other group, I knew one guy. I knew just enough guys for them to tell the other guys who I was. They follow my YouTube channel. They live in the neighborhood here. And one of them, when he see me, he stopped and he was like, "Whoa!" And he did like a spin kick by the entrance when we were searching. I just didn't have time to do it because I was searching the bags. But one of them was there, and they had already said what's up to me, and they all said hi. And a few, when they got up, they gave me like a box, And so on my side, I kind of had it under control. They kind of wanted to come. They came up a few times, but every time I took a few steps forward, they back up. And they didn't really. I didn't really have a problem moving guys at all. Like, if you guys watched it like from a video above, like literally, it was like this. Like here, it was really bad, not so bad, sort of the same bad, but my side it was like nothing. At some point, it got so bad down there that I wanted to go down there, and the guy that was right next to me, I mean, he was lucky he had me next to him. I guess, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, he did his thing too, but he did not get people to move as fast as me. Like I just told people to move, and they'd move, and I just walk up and they'd like move with respect and everything. He also got people to move, but it kind of took him more work. So at some point, I'm like, I should go down there. And I was like, what about it? And he's like, no, no, don't. Just stay up there. Dude. You can't move your spot. I mean, if you move, they're going to come too. I was like, yeah, well, he has a point. Everybody's kind of in charge in their own line there. I mean, I'm not used to working this particular way because I'm a bouncer. At the end of the day, this is different than bouncing. I mean, this is not even called bouncer work. It's actually called, I'll show you. It's kind of weird, but this is what they call it, steward. It is part of private security, and I still have to do like a course for this particular type of security. But when you have experience working as a bouncer, it's like um, everybody knows that you're down for your stuff. Like when a few people heard, "Oh, I'm a bouncer here, bouncer from Mexico," they're like, "Oh, he's good. He knows what he's doing." Like they already have like more respect for you because they know you know what you're doing. They know I'm also still active now, so I'm just doing this on the side because it's a gig that's like it's like once every 2 weeks. There's another gig coming soon, but it's not like a full time job. But it's not every weekend. It's in the weekdays usually, and I'm finished before 12. It's 2 a.m. now, 2:15 a.m., and I started working exactly 9 hours ago, and I'm still working now because I'm making this video for you guys. As soon as I got back, I haven't even really drank anything, just a little bit of water, but. I had a few beers there. They give you beer at the end of the night. But anyways, back to the story. So I'm standing there, and things are hitting the fan down there with all the security, with the security and the hooligans and all that. And then finally, after I don't know how long of going back and forth, the cops get there. The same ones that were there earlier. They get there, and they took out their batons, and they started going up the stairs. They passed me. I recorded this, by the way, guys. They passed me, and basically, if you saw it, it was almost like a security guard in one row, cop, security guard, cop, security guard, cop, security guard, cop. But they still expect us to be like ahead of the cops, even though we're not in the same line. Like we're a little bit ahead of them. I actually stayed in the same line as them. I didn't really get ahead of them. A few times I got a little bit further back. A few times I went further ahead. But like I said before, I had my side under control pretty much. And when the cops got there, at some point it did get bad. It did get to a point that we thought that the crowd was gonna try to rush us, but at the end of the day, they didn't. Like all the guys that were hitting the guys in the bottom, like they went back after the cops got there. But then overall, the entire crowd was so tense, and but at the end of the day, we ended up controlling it. Okay, once the police got there and all that, they didn't really rush through us. I mean, they could have done it, but the cops looked ready. There was female, there was male cops. They looked like they were ready to throw it down. They didn't necessarily look particularly happy to have to do it, but they had to do it. But I had one guy next to me. He had a baton. He was a bit shaky though, but he had his baton with his gloves. To the right, I had a cop lady. I handed her one of my YouTube cards. I actually normally bring 20 or 30. I would have handed them all one, but I only handed her one. And After a calm down, I handed her a YouTube call. But the intensity of being there, guys, like just the thought of having that entire crowd just rush you. I've seen videos where guys get killed working these events, so it's a rush. It's a real rush. The whole thing was a rush. Even when I threw this guy to the ground, like I didn't know what was gonna come after that because there was so much noise, and with the bomb going on and everything, and we had riot police outside. It was just it was a crazy first night, and well, pretty much shortly after that, the cops after they calmed down, we lost. The Dutch people lost, and shortly after that, the cops left. They went back down the stairs. They basically went to the other area of the stadium, and yeah, shortly after that, it started to clear out. We had to still move everybody out of there. People don't really want to move, but honestly, I didn't have a hard time moving people. People actually listened to me kind of quickly. But I think that's also because I'm not really confident, guys, and I know how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, a few of the guys that were stubborn that still came, that no, no, don't, this that, and quite a few of them still came. Like it's not like I didn't deal with them. I have some of a record, like I said, but they're like, no, I'm gonna get them. They threw firework at our kids. Apparently, some Dutch kids got hurt. Apparently, they put the fireworks in the kids area, and some kids got hurt. Apparently, the Italians did it. Allegedly, I'm not sure though. But he's like telling me this. I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened, man. I'm just standing here. I'm just doing my job. It's pointless what you're doing. I told him, like if you hit, you can go and hit and punch that damn thing all you want. You're not gonna get through it. By the hallway, you there's a chance of getting through it. On that side of the soccer field, you're just not gonna get through it. They could though try to jump over, but that's not easy. It's not. Or they could go around the field and go. They could ultimately get it done, but not the way they were doing, like just banging. It was like a see-through window, like this, bam, bam, bam. They're like hitting it hard, kicking it, punching it. Not on my side because they didn't get that far on the bottom. But they tried to do it on my side, and it didn't happen. I didn't let them. Like it just didn't happen. But I didn't have to try so hard because a few of them knew me. But the guys that I talked to that didn't know me, that were still trying to just try me, because people will try you anyways. I told them, "Why are you wasting your time? You're not gonna get through there. Just get them outside. When you get outside, you do the then." And he's like, "Yeah, but the cops are outside." I'm like, "Well, they're right here too. What's the difference?" You know. But yeah, I just when a lot of the guards like back up, I'll go forward. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of them there that are good, like that lady that grabbed him. I mean, she could have had better technique in the way she grabbed him and all that, but at least the intention is there, and she's going for it, and she's not backing down. We do have some that are really good, but we also have enough ones that kind of are not. And this is not that I necessarily saw a lot of that. I've heard it from the people there. So, but I also saw a little bit of it tonight, of course. Not much of it though. But yeah, after that, it slowly started to like calm down. Although they were still expecting a big brawls and big fights outside. I don't know exactly with detail about everything that happened here. This is why sometimes I don't want to make these videos live, because I still have to like search the articles and everything that actually really happened. Like even after the event happened, we had to stay inside, and we had to clear everybody from the hallways, from the bathrooms, like all that stuff to get everybody out. But at that moment, there was things going on outside, and at the very end of the night, we had to guard the bus full of the bus that's waiting for the Italian soccer players to like leave, and there was like a whole crowd of Dutch people there waiting to like throw stuff at them, curse at them, but they just took so long, and the people ended up leaving. And what stunned me though is the VIPs have they have like an area where they can see all this, but it's so high above that no one can do anything to them. But they're kicking it there, drinking their wines, and nicely dressed, and they're just like waiting to see the fight thing happen outside, which is, yeah, I don't know what to think of that. I mean, I can have my opinion about that, but I just got off work, guys. I don't even know what to think of that yet. But they're like waiting for entertainment, and honestly, ultimately, I don't think nothing much happened. I don't know about the other areas around the soccer stadium, but at that area in particular, outside where the Italian soccer players were trying to leave, um, all these rich people there waiting to see something happen. Nothing happened. I mean, I actually left there. I mean, maybe something happened. I don't know. I actually left there before they came. I didn't even have my lunch break. Like, I got replaced with some guys that were at when they put me at that place, the one of the most dangerous places right next to where all the action is. Those guys went for the lunch break at that moment. Two of them, they never came back. At least not when I was there, and I never got a lunch break. So yeah, that was basically it, guys. For up until now, I mean, expect a much better video. You know, I almost don't like making videos live like this because it's like, um, yeah, I just they can be done much better. You know, especially I recorded so much stuff. I can do more research and I can make like a detailed, nice video for you guys from beginning to end. You know, but maybe you guys appreciate me making them like this as well. I don't know. You know, you guys can let me know in the comments below. And I'm also working on a video about. I'm gonna put different nights there. I think I've made a post on my community about that. Different nights about working at this other bar that I've been working at, and I'm gonna put like all the exciting parts in one piece. And I recorded a lot of that as well. So yeah, expect more videos, guys. You know, but I'm gonna also do these live things. I think you know when an exciting night happens like tonight. You know, I'll just record it like this. But it was an exciting night. Like my adrenaline booming throughout the whole night. I still feel it now. You know, I'm still like high on adrenaline now from all that stuff. You know, so yeah, I guess that'll be it for this video, guys. And till the next video, catch you later.